7 brutal truths about rebound relationships no one tells you. They moved on fast, almost too fast. You're still lying awake at night replaying memories. Meanwhile, they're off on dates, posting cute photos, maybe even acting like they're happier than ever. And it stings, doesn't it? It makes you question everything. But what if I told you that what you're seeing, this so-called new relationship, isn't what it seems? What if I told you that the speed, the smiles, the happiness, could be signs of something else entirely? Today, we're diving into 7 brutal truths about rebound relationships that no one talks about, but that everyone who's ever been through heartbreak needs to hear. Because once you understand these, you'll stop obsessing over them and start focusing on you again. Let's be honest, breakups aren't just painful, they're disorienting. One moment, you're someone's person. The next, you're a stranger watching their life move on without you. And when does your ex seems to bounce right into someone else's arms? That's when the real confusion kicks in. Was I that easy to replace? Did they ever love me? Why are they so happy while I'm still broken? Rebound relationships can make you feel like you were disposable, like what you had didn't matter. But let me be very clear, most of the time, rebound relationships are not a sign that they're over you. They're a sign that they're not ready to face themselves. Let's break it down. Here's the reality. People don't always rebound because they found someone better. They rebound because they can't handle being alone. They're not ready to sit in the discomfort of losing you. They're not emotionally mature enough to feel the full weight of the breakup. So instead they grab the nearest distraction and convince themselves it's something real. But distraction isn't healing, it's postponing pain. And ironically, while you're in the trenches doing the actual emotional work, they're just putting it off. And pain doesn't vanish just because you ignore it. It waits, and it comes back stronger. When people enter rebound relationships, they don't look for better, they look for different. If you were emotionally deep, they may choose someone lighthearted or shallow. If you were supportive and stable, they might now go after someone exciting and chaotic. This isn't about compatibility, it's about contrast. They're trying to create distance from the version of themselves that was in your relationship. It's not about who you were, it's about who they don't want to be reminded of. But here's what's wild. This forced contrast often backfires. Because when the thrill wears off, they realize that different doesn't automatically mean better. Truth number 3. Rebounds feel real, but they're built on fantasy. Everything moves fast. There's constant attention, affection, dopamine. It feels like a whirlwind romance. But what's really happening? They're chasing the feeling of love, not the substance of it. They miss being adored. They miss intimacy. So they try to recreate that feeling with someone new, but without the emotional depth it took time to build with you. They're trying to skip the grieving process by fast-forwarding to the good part of a relationship. But real connection takes time, effort, and vulnerability. And when that's missing, no matter how good it feels at first, it won't last. Truth number 4. It usually crashes around the 3 to 6 month mark. Why do so many rebound relationships fall apart within a few months? Because that's when the mask comes off. The excitement fades. The new partner starts asking for more. The fantasy wears thin and real emotional work is needed. But the foundation just isn't there. And now, the person who was using the rebound to avoid pain starts to feel everything they tried to suppress. Guilt, loneliness, emotional fatigue, and when they finally realize they didn't heal, they just delayed the hurt. The relationship often collapses under its own emotional weight. Truth number 5, they compare everything, even if they don't admit it. Your ex may act like their new relationship is amazing. They might even say things like, "It's so much better now." But behind closed doors, they're comparing, constantly. The way this new person laughs, how they handle conflict, how they comfort them, or don't. They start to remember the little things you did. The support, the understanding, the way you just got them. And those comparisons start to eat away at the illusion that they've upgraded. But most of the time, they'll never admit it. Not to themselves, not to their rebound, and definitely not to you. Truth number 6. The relationship moves fast, then slows to a crawl. At first, it's like watching a relationship on fast forward. Moving in together, Instagram posts, vacations, maybe even talking about marriage. But this speed isn't about connection. It's about avoiding silence. They're trying to keep the high going because they're terrified of what happens when things get quiet. Because silence means thinking, feeling, reflecting. And when the relationship hits that natural slowdown, when life demands routine and effort, things start to crack. The emotional avoidance turns into emotional detachment, and the bond they thought was solid suddenly feels empty. Truth number 7. The pain you're feeling? they'll feel it later. Right now it might feel like they're winning, like they got the better end of the breakup, like they're over it and you're still stuck. But here's the truth. You're healing. They're hiding. You're confronting the loss, sitting in the discomfort, learning from it. They're distracting themselves, chasing quick relief and pretending everything's fine. But grief has a way of catching up. And when it does, it hits hard. That moment when the rebound ends, when they realize they haven't moved on, that's when they feel the full weight of what they lost. And by that time, you'll be ahead. You'll be stronger, you'll be at peace. Because you chose the hard road, and it paid off. Rebound relationships aren't a sign of strength. They're not proof that your ex found someone better. More often than not, they're a reaction to fear. Fear of being alone, of facing truth, of healing. So if you're watching this right now, feeling like you lost, please hear this. You didn't lose, you paused. You're healing in real time, and that's something most people avoid their whole lives. Leave a broken heart emoji in the comments if this spoke to you. If you've been there, or if you're going through it right now, you're not alone. And you're not broken. Subscribe if you want more content that cuts through the surface and helps you make sense of love, loss, and everything in between. I'm here to help you understand what really happens, not just what people pretend is happening online, and trust me, this is only the beginning.